Of all Godzilla films, it's hard to argue that Godzilla Final Wars isn't the most action-packed one ever made. Before Big G even begins to tear through his fellow kaiju, the humans, or mutants as the case may be, provide several action sequences. From mutant-on-mutant violence to monster hunting, there aren't many dull points. The story is like this. Godzilla is no longer a danger to humans. He's been buried deep beneath the ice of Antarctica. Other monster menaces still exist, however, but it's not a big deal. The Earth Defense Force has no problem dealing with them. Mutants, humans with superhuman abilities, make up much of the Earth Defense Force. Earth seems like it's pretty well protected until the monsters attack all at once, all over the world. The Earth Defense Force struggles to keep the situation under control, but saviors from space deliver humanity from destruction by mysteriously ending the monster's rampage. These aliens, the Exilian, mean to help the people of Earth ascend to a new level of existence by introducing them to an intergalactic network. To do that, however, the Earth must survive the threat of Gorath, a huge planet that will soon collide with the Earth. The people of Earth put their faith in the Exilians to help save the planet, but nah, the whole thing is a trick. Gorath isn't even real. The Exilians secretly desire to control the humans like cattle as a source of food. With the cat out of the bag, the Exilian reveal that they control the monsters that they appeared to get rid of. To make matters worse, they are able to control the mutants too. So it's the end of the world. But of course, there's that dormant badass in Antarctica that the aliens don't know about. That's right, Godzilla is freed from his icy prison and he's led around the globe to dominate the Exilian-controlled monsters. And he does in awesome fashion. That's the story in a nutshell without talking about specific details or characters. But of course, I will talk about a few of the characters now. Of course, I have to mention the star of Godzilla Final Wars. Well, we know who the real star is, but our main protagonist as far as human actors go is this guy.
国連から派遣された学者なんて老いぼれで理屈っぽくて頭ガッチガチの
Can I just call him this guy? I really butcher Asian names. Oh, what the heck, I can give it a shot. Shinichi Ozaki. And hey, what do you know? He's a likable lead. For me personally, it's easy to cheer for underdogs. And Ozaki is just that, as early on in the film, he suffers an embarrassing loss at the hands of an arrogant rival. He's then selected to be a bodyguard for Dr. Miyuki Otanashi, a female biologist from the United Nations. Shinichi Ozaki is a mutant. He wants to assist the Special Defense Force in taking down monstrous threats. This whole bodyguard gig is beneath his talents as far as Shinichi Ozaki is concerned. Wait, what's this now?
女の森かお前にはちょうどいいせいぜい頑張ることだ
You see that? Ozaki's rival doesn't just defeat him physically, he's there to beat him down with words too. What a bully. But Shinichi Ozaki's a man, he can endure the abuse. Of course, Dr. Miyuki Otanashi also gives him a hard time. Well, of course, she isn't fond of him, and the feeling is mutual. That's why he's easy to like. He suffers a bit. There isn't a tragic backstory here, nothing like that. He just has it rough, and you know, he doesn't sit around moping about it. He soldiers on. By the end of the movie, he gets his reward. Oh yes, he's not an ordinary mutant. Shinichi Ozaki is the most powerful mutant of them all. Oh, and Dr. Miyuki gets hot for him.
I want a diamond ring, I want some bracelets and everything. Daddy.
On to Don Fry now. While he plays the long sword carrying Captain Douglas Gordon in the film, Don Fry is quite the real-life badass. Back in 1996, this guy proved he could be a tough cookie by winning the UFC 8. And while he did well for himself in MMA, the Fry man entered the professional wrestling world. While you might not appreciate what professional wrestling is, in all honesty, it's not for sissies, as the wear and tear on a man's body is far more real than the outcomes. Anyway, in 2016, the Fry man was inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame. But enough about that, let's talk about his character. Captain Douglas Gordon is not one to cross, and he's not even shy about striking a superior. Hot-tempered and with a mouth full of one-liners, Douglas Gordon is a likable tough guy. While Don Fry isn't a great actor, I think he does an adequate job of portraying Gordon. As you like to see with such an archetypal alpha male, he kicks plenty of ass and gets the girl and her little dog too. But to tell you the truth, the real show stealer here is the main villain X, the Exilian Dominus side. The overtly charismatic leader's outbursts are highly entertaining, as are his facial nuances. X is played by an accomplished Japanese actor, Kazuki Katamura. He's played a wide range of characters, from a serial killer with a sick habit of uploading his murders to the internet to a happy family man that learns his 4-year-old son has cancer. An incredible antagonist, X leaves you wanting more at the end of the film. And like any good antagonist, he opens a whole dimension of likability for the protagonist to walk into and own. So what about Godzilla? What about the other monsters? As soon as Godzilla starts his trail of domination, you can start getting excited. It's my opinion that all of Godzilla's fights are very well done, even the ones that you can barely call a fight. One of my favorite visuals before the final battle is of that freaky spider Kumanga jumping around as the camera follows it. There's just something especially scary about a giant spider that makes you cheer for Godzilla to crush it. Of course, Godzilla's most impressive display of dominance is when he takes on and defeats King Caesar, Anguirus, and Rodan all at the same time. The greatest visual of all of the entire movie is when Godzilla destroys the real planet Gorath, revealing Monster X. Just that scene where Godzilla stands there and behind him Monster X makes his first appearance. It's so awesome. And of course, the battle with Monster X is epic, especially when Monster X reveals its true form as one of the baddest, most iconic Godzilla villains ever, King Ghidorah. But not just King Ghidorah, no. This is King Ghidorah at his most powerful as Kaiser Ghidorah. Amazing stuff. This is the kind of action that reminds me why I love Godzilla, why I love kaiju films, why I love tokusatsu. This right here, the best of the best. Now look, I'm speaking about the action, not the movie itself. Godzilla Final Wars is one of my personal favorites of the franchise. However, I will not claim this movie to be the greatest of them. There are movies like Shin Godzilla that are superior in pace and storytelling. I accept that. This is, however, my little review, and I do love Godzilla Final Wars. Not everyone feels as I do regarding the quality of the movie. Oh, I'm not even talking about reviewers here in North America. The Japanese people didn't take to it. With a budget of almost $20 million and a box office of only $12 million, Godzilla Final Wars was a flop when it debuted in theaters in 2004. That's sad. That's very, very sad. That's how it goes sometimes, though. They wanted to make this the best, or one of the best, Godzilla films of all time, but children and families said, no thank you.